Hello folks, today we'll look at our chess personality. I wasn't sure I was going to make this video. But it does make sense with the two previous episodes where one game I was more positional, one game I was more aggressive. So let's see where I stand, and in the future, we're going to do it again. When I say in the future, it could be a year, 2, 3 years from now. We'll do it again, see how I move. So I'm going to put a link of this in the description below. You can try yourself. Please let me know in the comments what your results are. Take the quiz. Let's try it out. By the way, I did do this. I don't know when this came out. 1, 2, or 3 years ago, I remember doing this. And there's one thing I remember where it was, so I'll be able to compare. Okay, let's go with this. So in this popular opening position, black is threatening the a2 pawn. How would you respond? So either I complete my development and sacrifice a pawn for activity, or I play solid, Queen d2, develop, keep that pawn here. So if I castle, he takes. I do have activity. I'm not a huge fan of. I don't feel like it doesn't. I don't know. I can hit the queen, but for me, it would be Queen d2. Seems way more natural. I take my time. I improve my position. So let's go with Queen d2. If you could play only one puzzle rush mode for the rest of my life, what would I pick? Oh, survival. I don't like blitz too much. It's 1 a.m. on Friday and your opponent just flag you in a completely losing position. What do? Go on tilt. Well, go on tilt. Not so long ago, I would have answered that. I'm trying to, with my ambitious goals, I'm trying to be more professional here. So I'm going to call it quits and head to bed. In fact, I have a new policy that I applied a bit, but I haven't played Bullet or Blitz, and I want to the Canadian Open. By the way, I'm going to talk about tournaments, of course, regarding the community post I made. Was it today or yesterday? I want to say more with words than with text in the video, and it was just in case you missed the community post regarding tournaments. But until that tournament is done, I won't do Bullet or Blitz. And now, if I lose 2 in a row, I'm done. I stop. That's a new rule. Because I do get on tilt. So, I do now call it quits. But that's a recent change. Your opponent just played King e2. The bomb cloud, isn't it? So disrespectful. They think they can beat me with this garbage? I'm gonna crush them. No. Okay, what's the other one? It should be bad move for the king in the opening. Yeah, I'm happy. You want to play the bomb cloud against me? Go ahead. I'm going to be happy about it. And it's my problem if I lose. White has the promising knight sacrifice. Knight takes f7, exposing black's king. How would you more likely justify the sacrifice? Black's king will be exposed for a long time. This must be good. Or, after the king capture, I use brute force calculation to see if my... Wait a minute. After the king capture, I will use brute force calculation to see if my opponent can thwart my attack. After the king, are they implying that I'm doing it anyways? Because I wouldn't do such a move because it's a committing move. I'm sacrificing a knight just like that. So I have to be sure that it works. So I would have to calculate. I wouldn't do it solely on intuition, at least for now, until my intuition is much, much, much stronger. But the way it's written, it sounds like I'm already doing, and I would calculate. Nothing makes sense. So I'll assume that they mean that I'm calculating before I'm making sure. I'm gonna insert this. I'm making sure that this works. I mean, it's too committing, and it doesn't feel. It's not as if there was many things coming at his king. He takes queen here. I cannot do arrows, by the way, with this. Queen here, I hit this, but then he can probably... How does he defend that? Wait a minute. Knight takes... See what I'm doing? I'm calculating right now, so let's go with this. See, it's not... It must be good. With very strong intuition, years from now, I might be able, with so much experience, and chess is completely invaded my brain, I might be able to answer this. For now, I have to calculate. Why just capture your knight on f6? How do you capture? So g takes f6. double the f-pawns. I plan to castle queenside and use the g5 to attack. Maybe. Or bishop takes f6. Capture with the bishop, activating my bishop pair while maintaining a healthy pawn structure. I do like this. I have the bishop pair. This is a nice position for the bishop in my view. This is sort of pain in the sense that, well, he can move I suppose he can move his knight, but if I was to take this, all of a sudden his knight is pinned, my bishop hits it. There's nothing immediate. I certainly prefer bishop takes f6. I like solid, simple position most of the time. It depends on the position or on who I play. Circumstances. Like last game, you saw, for me, it was so natural to sacrifice. But I have to be sure. Imagine that you are playing your first ever in-person tournament game. How do you feel? Well, I'll tell you right now, first rapid chess game that I played in a club a few weeks ago. I haven't played in tournaments in 9 years. I was very nervous. But it didn't impair my playing. I was nervous. I was not relaxed. But over time, when I'm back in the game, 100% focus, I'll be more relaxed. Right now, yeah, I'm nervous. How do you react when your opponent is talking trash? Well, when we play Blitz, we always talk. I love talking trash if I play Blitz with a few beers and stuff, and it's so funny. But let's say in a real tournament, in real life, right? When it's serious, let's say he talks trash. It's all part of the game. Anyways, okay. Well, if I was to play Blitz in real life, people do we play odds. Like if I play somebody that's not as strong as me, we play odds to make it fun. So I make sure it's hard for me to win, and I talk trash non-stop. It's pretty fun. When in a real tournament, let's say somebody disrespects me, I will say I don't like it, but I keep calm and focus on the game. I mean, I'm gonna go see the arbiter if you have a problem, but I'm not gonna do trash talking in a real life tournament. I mean, these chess tournaments, there's a certain degree of prestige and class, you know. Nobody does, and nobody ever trash talk me. I saw people slam the clock and stuff like this. Nobody ever trash talk me in the classical chess game in a real tournament. Why would I play here? I could not resist the sacrifice. Bishop takes 7 check. I will make a move to improve my position. So let's look at the positions. If I go bishop takes check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pounds. Okay, so materials even. Now I'm counting pounds because I'm going to take. And I'm already considering him not taking, and I move back. So if I take, he doesn't take, I'm up a pound. So that looks good. So then he would take, right? But then if he takes, I have maybe knight g5 check. He goes back. How about queen h5? So in this situation, I would be way more tempted to play bishop takes h7 check. I could not resist sacrifice bishop h7 check. I would calculate, but I already did, right? I take, he goes like this. Knight here, it goes back. I go there, I have big threats. What if he put his king in front of this? Let's say I go check and he goes there instead. It doesn't seem right. So I'm not sure what I would do against that, but his king's so exposed. And there's the possibility, of course, of a rook lift now that the f3 pawn is, the f3 square is free. Rook lift, and then I bring the rook into the attack. I like this sacrifice. In this case, see, it depends on the position. So in this case, I cannot resist bishop takes 7. When you look at a chess position, what am I more likely to do first? Check the king's safety. Yeah, count the material. You saw me do puzzles, right? You just saw me earlier in this video. I counted the pounds. Always count the material. If you see a line that wins a piece, but you don't know what the material situation is, and you realize, oh my god, I was down material, so it's only even, and so you gotta know the material situation is the most basic thing. But king safety, so everything is important. Of course, king safety is very important. But I want to know the material situation before I do even look at anything. So when I do puzzles, I count material 100% of the time. In a game, though, of course, you're in the game, so you know what the material situation is. You don't have to count the material all the time, unless it's messy after an exchange, an off-balance exchange, like not piece for piece, but like I don't know. an exchange for 2 pawns or something, and the position is all this. I actually have a game right now that's running against a chess.com moderator. It's unrated, but it's still a very interesting game, and it's very unbalanced, and I'm looking forward to show you this game, but it's not done yet. And there's another game also that's interesting. Unfortunately, I don't have any game for you today. We'll talk about this after this chess personality thing. How many moves ahead? Do you typically calculate, as far as I can, or one move only the best move? And Gary Kasparov said, I don't know exactly the number of moves, but I'm going to be close here. He said if you can see 5 moves ahead. I'm not talking about half moves here. Full move, which means black and white played. If you can see 5 moves down the road in any given position, no matter what, it's enough. That's what Kasparov said. So only one move, the best move. You don't have to go too deep. It's very dangerous. Sometimes you fall into that trap of calculating too deep at the wrong time. There's times where you do have to calculate very far, but when you play, normally you should keep it as simple as possible unless you're really in a situation where you need to calculate, which does take time and of course energy. But never mind the energy, it's more time control that matters to me. Which more accurately describe your opening. I only play openings that I know well and carefully studied. Sorry about the reading. I just play whatever is in goddamn chess video. I'm not a goddamn chess subscriber. I don't watch this stuff. So I watch Nakamura, and for some reason I forgot his name, but the guy that shows all sorts of Caro-Cans, I really like him. Later we'll talk about him. I forgot his name, sorry. And of course Josh Waitzkin. So yeah, I only play openings that I studied. Of course, I have my own repertoire. What do I prefer, a brilliant move or 99%? I don't want to be, I don't care about being fancy. You know what? I want to be the most boring player that's ever to live, but I want to break down barriers at my age and do things that are not expected at my age. So I don't care about being flashy. I could be the most boring, on the top of my head. I won't be able to tell you. The most defensive players that exist in history that were very boring, I want to be one of those. I seem to be more positional, slow building, attrition type of player. Although, as we go, maybe things will change. That's what I was 10 years ago. Right? Last game, there was one of those. It's fun, it's cool, it's exciting when you do a brilliant move like this. They're rare, especially for me. 99%, nice. In this position, which would you play first? Knight f3 or f4. So if I don't think too much, if I just look at this real quick, I would say just knight f3, castle, develop, bishop d3, something, without even calculating. Just bishop d2, sorry. You know what I mean? So knight f3, castle, bishop d2, something like super calm. And later, maybe I would push things like f4. Maybe probably not right away. I know the way I play, I would have a tendency to play knight f3. What is the first thing you do when you finish a game? Either review or start a new game. I would review. Usually. Not when I lost a bullet game and I'm on tilt. Have you ever broken anything after a difficult loss? Yes or no? Yeah. More than one mouse. Now, I don't encourage you to break things. I don't have any advice to give about anger management. Maybe I'm not as bad as I used to be, but I did break stuff in the past. Which superpower would you rather have? Infinite, perfect opening knowledge, nice. Fastest move speed on internet. What? APM? So we're not playing StarCraft here, so of course opening. If you could play one time control for the rest of your life, it's either bullet or come on, you know the answer. I don't like bullet. Because I suck at it. Probably if I was good, I would love it. And you spend hours and hours and hours. But I'm horrible at it. If you can take a free piece on this move, or you think you can force checkmate, but it's complicated, what will you do? Take the free piece, or I dig in and calculate it until the checkmate. Well, my approach is very simple. If I see a winning line, I don't need to look for another line. I already found a win. Why spend time, energy on a better line if I want? Like, it doesn't make no sense. In fact, it would be a mistake to dig in and calculate a checkmate. It's a mistake in my opinion. I take a free piece. I'm up a piece, and it's winning unless the position is all messed up. Let's say it's a normal position where there's nothing fancy going on. You up a piece, you liquidate, and then you win in the end game. Nice and smooth. It takes longer, maybe there's a checkmate that I missed. I don't care. I saw another way to win. Maybe it's longer. Who cares how long it takes, so long as you win? So no hesitation at a free piece. Which statement better describe how you would decide whether to sacrifice the knight with the knight hd5? I would try to calculate different variations and lines to see if the attack is sound. My intuition tell me whether 2 pawns and a safer king are worth the knight. So if I look at this position, knight takes, pawn take, bishop take, I get 2 pawns, this is spin. It's not bad. It's an interesting sacrifice. Would I... Well, look at what I'm doing though. I am calculating right now. So I think I would just calculate, make sure it makes sense. It doesn't have to be... How can I explain that? It has to feel right, but I have to calculate. Like, after calculating, does it feel like it's a good sacrifice? Sometimes I would sacrifice in such a position, sometimes I wouldn't, but I need to calculate. I wouldn't go with just my intuition because it's not strong enough. Eventually, though, like I showed you in last game, my intuition told me it was a no-brainer. I sacrificed a bishop, I took on check with my knight. So I sacrificed a piece there and actually end up winning with a tactical game because it was so obvious to me that it would work. It did. Now, I could be wrong, of course, with my intuition. It's going to get better over time. But in this situation, I would certainly calculate. So I am the technician. So calculating. I am more positional than attacking, and this is the one that I do remember. I don't know how long again. I did this again, but I remember being towards the positional. So I move a bit towards attacking. That's probably because I'm sort of no man's land, like in last video, looking for myself or what type of player I'm going to be, but I tend to be positional still, or leaning positional. I'm neither calm or I'm leading towards calm. I'm a bit emotional too. I'm definitely studious. That's interesting. So, Ding Liren. So I'm going to study this fella, current world champion. I'll study him. He's a technician. So technicians are great at extracting the most from every position. Once they have a winning position, they rarely let it slip, combining great calculation and theoretical knowledge to bring home victory. Because of their methodical nature, technicians are particularly in control of their emotions. Most of the time. At the chessboard. In the rare case that they experience an unexpected defeat, they will calmly reset the pieces and begin a new game. Only true in classical, in bullet or blitz, I do get on tilt and I have to stop. Okay, so the link is in the description down below. Again, let me know what you got, because there's a bunch of personalities, all of those. So please tell me, what's your personality? Okay, regarding now, this is where I wish I had a camera because you're gonna see a static image there. I'll go quick regarding the tournament. Look at my community post. Okay, I made a mistake last tournament. I decided not to join because I was afraid to fall below 1900, which is more than 100 points away from the open section. Well, U2200, U2400, whatever, depending on the tournament. But then the organizer of a tournament that's coming up soon in Laval, Quebec, I called him. I needed information. He said, no, open tournaments are open to absolutely anybody. So there is no reading requirement. But I swear I could read maximum 100 point gap between you and the higher section, but it must probably have applied to lower section U1700. Let's say you're 1500, you cannot play U2000. You would have to be 1600 because your section is U1700. But for the open section, absolutely anyone can play in the open. You can be a complete new player and play in the open section. It's strange because I sort of knew that before, and I completely forgot about these rules. The 100-point thing, it depends on the tournament, but apparently it's very rare. That's what he told me. Usually it's really, you play in any section you please, so long as your rating is not above, let's say U2000. Of course, if you're 2001, you cannot play U2000, that makes sense. Which means I will never play U2000 ever again. Okay, I'm going to play Open, U2400, U2200, depending on the tournament, okay? So I want to make a point here where I sort of, I did not promise content, you know, so I felt a bit bad about this because I did not explain properly. Nobody complained, but when I say, oh, I'm going to go to XYZ tournament, and then I change my mind, this is part of the process of me improving my chess and, you know, realizing maybe I'm not ready for this tournament and I change my mind. It's part of the journey, okay? So it's not a promise for content. In terms of content for this channel, the minimum you'll get is one update a month, but of course I'm going to try to give you more, but I'm not going to make content for the sake of making content. And I was hesitant to make this video, actually. But I said, you know what, it's sort of relevant and it's sort of fun, and let's find out, actually. So I decided to do it, and I hope you like this. It's for those who are interested. So I wanted to clear the air here. So next is, now this is confirmed. In fact, I'm going to book the hotel and pre-register. I will go to the Canadian Open in Laval, Quebec, which is south of Montreal. I will go there. This is in the open section. There's already 6, last time I checked, there's already 6 Grandmasters pre-registered there, and it's 9 games. Much better FIDE rated, of course, triple rated, Canada, Quebec, FIDE. I am going there. This is 100%. And I will, as I said, book the hotel and book everything. So I am going there. There's no backing up. So I do have another month and something to train. I'll play a lot of daily games. I want to go up to 30 daily games at once and make sure that I can log in with my phone in case there's a problem. Can you imagine you lose 30 games? Because all 30 games expire. Oh, so 1823 a daily. Let's remember that at 1900, I'm going to start challenging title players on the leaderboard. 2907, I almost beat my record. I think it's 2930, my all-time record. It's 2931. So puzzles, what am I saying? No, I didn't almost get 2930. So I don't, why? In my mind, I was harder than this. Anyways, this is very hard, but yeah, I'm doing daily and puzzle, daily puzzle. And my repertoire will stay the same unless there's something crazy happening. I'm just going to have to memorize it before the tournament. I hope you like this video. If you did, please hit thumbs up and leave a comment below. If you want to support this channel, you can subscribe and hit the notification bell to make sure you don't miss future videos. Thank you for watching and see you next time.